Listen, we're going through trash today, so we gotta look a little trash. Hello there, and welcome to another video where we talk about empties. Things I used up. I have a full box of Crocs that doesn't have any Crocs in it, but it does have a lot of empty containers. And we're gonna go through these. This is gonna be like a very fast-paced, a lot of reviews kind of video. We have majority of skincare, a couple makeup products, which I'm very happy about because I don't usually use up a lot of makeup. So this is pretty exciting. So let's start off with some cleansers. The first product I want to talk about is this cleansing balm. This is the Biobalance Hello Clean Deep Hydrating Cleansing Balm. This I think I bought last year when I was in Lithuania, but it took me a while to get to it. It is a very like standard Korean type cleansing balm. This one is not made in Korea. This one is actually made in Turkey. However, this stuff is magical. It is so good. You get 100 milliliters of product, which is very decent. I don't remember the exact price, but I do remember it being something around like 10 euros, which is so fair for this large of a container. Now, they have many different types. I bought the one that is like deeply hydrating because I was kind of intrigued to see how hydrating can this type of product be. And let me tell you, there really is a difference. Now, this is supposed to be for all different skin types, which is great. It should just cleanse your face of everything, you know, any dirt, SPF, makeup, even waterproof makeup. And I gotta say, this works incredibly. It removes everything you need it to remove. It does contain the hyaluronic acid, that's why it's hydrating, and it is very lightweight, but once you wash it off, it leaves your skin very clean, but also not stripped at all, and just very nice and smooth and feeling hydrated, which is a very desirable thing for me, and I think this was one of my favorite cleansing balms, and now I'm kind of sad that I can't really get it, because no one sells it around here. Because I would like to try the other ones too. Yeah, I'm curious. Next, I want to talk about this cleanser. This is the Ren Evercalm Gentle Cleansing Milk. It took me a while to get through this because the thing is, I only use it in the winter and when it's really dry. And also I use it only in the morning because for the nighttime routine, I usually want something a little bit more, you know, like more heavy duty that makes me feel a bit like more clean. But this was like one of my favorite morning cleansers because it leaves your skin just feeling so nice and like plushy and not dry at all. Like you almost didn't wash it. I didn't used to wash my face in the morning at all. And it's just products like these that make it possible because the skin is quite grimy and, you know, the leftover product from the night before is there and it's not very nice. So now I think it's good to wash your face in the morning and evening. But at the same time, I don't want it to do like as thoroughly as in the evening because my skin just doesn't really like it all that much since it's been a bit drier lately. So products like these really make it possible. And it is like the most gentle cleansing thing I've ever encountered. It doesn't irritate your skin, it stops the skin from getting dried out, and it's just so good. It doesn't foam up at all. It is really just like milky jelly texture that is super easy to wash off. It doesn't leave any residue. So if you have very dry skin and you're looking for something that's going to, you know, kind of work around that, I would say that this is like a very good bet, even though it is a little pricey. But it did last me so long. This is like 150 milliliters and you only need like one pump or two and you're good. So it's not that bad of a value for the money. Listen, done with the cleansers. Now we have a teeny tiny exfoliant. This is by the brand Geek Gorgeous, and you may have heard me talk about them a bit because I really like their products and they're really hard to get. So every time I get some, I'm very excited about them. This is their Calm Down 4% PHA and BHA liquid. It's a mini liquid exfoliant. This is 30 milliliters, but it does last a very long time because you only need a little bit. And it's supposed to be like a very mild exfoliant, which definitely is, and I completely fell in love with it. You know, PHAs are kind of the ones that are more on the surface. They're supposed to help with like getting rid of the dead cells and brightening up the skin. And then you have the BHAs, which are supposed to be more like, you know, into the pore kind of exfoliation, which is very important to me. So this product is just spectacular. In my opinion, this is probably the most lightweight and most just very mild, but not non-effective, you know? It's like very mild, you almost don't even feel that you have an exfoliant on, but it works so well, kind of thing. It is supposed to be calming and brightening and gently exfoliating, and it is designed for people who are starting with exfoliants, but also people who have like strong actives in their routines. So if you're using retinoids, if you're afraid of over-exfoliation, this should be perfect for you. You do have the BHA, the PHA, Then you also have many antioxidants, you have panthenol, then you have yeast extract and cactus extract, which is supposed to contain peptides and calm down the skin and keep it hydrated. So I really think that there is like a great mixture of things that are not only exfoliating the skin, but also keeping the balance by hydrating it and using the antioxidants and stuff. And I highly recommend it. Now we're going into like the toning section of this video. I have a couple toners. The first one I want to talk about is the Madagascar Centella Toning Toner from Skin 1004. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce their name, honestly. But this one is like a K-beauty cult favorite. When I started off with Korean skincare, this was like the thing to order. Everyone was raving about it. And for a while, I didn't really understand why, because it is a very basic, very liquidy toner, and you don't really feel like a major difference when you're using it. But I think its like greatest property is that it has like great things in it, but it's so easy to incorporate into your routine with different products that it's just like a perfect thing to put everywhere. It's definitely a yes from me as well. It's supposed to be very soothing, that's why it has the Centella extract. Besides that, you also have niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, a little bit of PHAs, and there are some things that are doing like the anti-aging work for you and also the barrier repairing. So this is like an all-in-one toner, like no wonder people love it. And it took me a while to like get there and really appreciate it. But I feel like my skin was great when I was using it consistently. So it is so suitable for everyone that I think no matter what skin you have, you should benefit from this. Another toner that I have, which was like my favorite for a while, is the Frudia Blueberry Hydrating Toner. The whole blueberry line from Frudia is incredible. Like, don't even get me started on that. I love it so much. But the toner especially was my favorite because it was that like thick water texture that I really like in my hydrating toners. And it was a tiny bit sticky when you apply it. It's not like completely, you know, like residue free, but other skincare goes so well on top and your skin just stays so beautiful and so hydrated. It was really one of my favorite things in the world. The thing with Frudia is that they put a lot of fruit extract into their formulations. So this has like over 90% of the blueberry extract, which is awesome. And also their packaging is so damn cute. You do have vitamin C and vitamin E in this, and you have different oil seeds and panthenol, so you kind of have like the moisturizing and calming properties, but at the same time you got all those vitamins working on your skin to be like really smooth and brightened and hydrated, which is awesome, and the texture just really won me over. It's so good. Okay, now that we're done with the toners, I can move on to the only essence I have here. This is the Then I Met You Giving Essence. Yo, this was so expensive, like so expensive. I got it on some insane sale with a coupon and it was still expensive, but I heard so much good stuff about the brand that I really wanted to try something. And for me, Essence is like a special product in the routine. I really want to like have a good one. And this one was a very, very good one. You do get 100 milliliters of product, which is not too bad. It's just the bottle kind of looks like very tiny. And I have a lot of essences that actually give you a lot more product. So I wasn't sure if this is a good amount or not. This is like packed with great stuff. You have like a whole lot of ferment filtrates as like the main base of it, which are helping with so much stuff. Like you got the anti-aging, the brightening, just overall the health of your skin is being influenced by these ingredients in a great way. So that's very nice. You know, fermented ingredients are very popular and usually work for me really well in my skincare. Then you have different antioxidants. You have polyglutamic acid, which is there, of course, for the hydration, and also it's a peptide. So again, my skin loves these. Then you have 5% niacinamide, which is supposed to be like the most effective percentage. Then we have ellagic acid, which I never heard of, and which is also supposed to be pretty awesome, like a brightening ingredient. Then we have red algae also for the brightening, and like many different plant extracts and stuff with, you know, all different benefits. But this, I was a bit skeptical at first, but I really liked it at the end because it was very thin, it had a lot of good stuff in it, and it was, again, very versatile, fitting into many of my routines really well. So it's good. Would I repurchase it though? I don't think I would, because it was so freaking expensive that I bet you I could find something that makes my skin feel like similar, with similar benefits, maybe not as, you know, super concentrated, super packed, but similar and for way less, because this is like pricey. Okay, now we're gonna go into the serums. This is the Geek Gorgeous APAT 20% Azeclair serum that is supposed to balance and brighten your skin. Geek Gorgeous, again, one of my ultimately favorite brands. I cannot get my hands on in this country like any reasonable way because the shipping is so expensive from Hungary. But it is supposed to brighten and balance the skin, as I said. It does contain a form of azelaic acid that is more suitable for lightweight formulations. So usually azelaic acid is like in a very oily formula, but this formulation allows it to be in like a more jelly lightweight texture, from what I understood, which I think is amazing. Because this serum worked wonders for me, and it was so easy to put it into the routine because the texture was just so suitable for layering. So I was very happy about that. Now, the serum, it should help you with redness, brightening up the skin, evening out the skin tone, sebum production regulation, a whole lot of stuff. You also have allantoin and glycerin in the formula, so some, added benefits on other sides. And this really convinced me that using azelaic acid derivatives is truly beneficial, because every time my skin was like really splotchy and patchy and irritated and just overall not feeling great, this was one of the products that always put it together, and I think I'm gonna miss it now in my routine. I do have other ones I want to try out, but this one was a good one. Another serum that I have is the Ionic Noni Light Oil Serum. I was buying this when I started to think that maybe more oily things could benefit my skin in the winter because it was really like dry. But it turned out that it's not really the case, and it also turned out that this is not an oil. I was pretty surprised by that. But this is more like an emulsified oil serum. So it is kind of milky, not oily at all. It has like a very nice, strange texture, but I did really enjoy using it. This is more like an anti-aging serum than anything else. So you have the Noni fruit extract, which is like a very known fruit that is very rich in antioxidants. Then you also have red tea extract, you have jojoba oil, macadamia oil, and many different things that are supposed to help you with the anti-aging, hydrating, and brightening the skin. So it was like a good serum. It was a little bit different than other things that I use, and I was usually using it alongside with a more hydrating serum, like some hyaluronic acid, to kind of balance out the fact that this is more targeted towards the nourishing and the anti-aging properties. But still, I liked it a lot, and you get so much. I'm not sure how many milliliters is this. 50 milliliters. This is a huge bottle of serum. It was like a really good buy. So I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for something anti-aging, but you don't like oily stuff, you don't really like heavy things. This is a good thing. I do have a couple travel size products, which is also kind of funny, but yeah, I do want to include these because there's a lot of stuff that I try out in a form of travel size. So it's nice to give you reviews on these. This one, however, I did use even as a normal cream. This is the Innisfree Dewy Glow Jelly Cream with, Jeju Cherry Blossom. I'll never learn how to pronounce that plant. However, this is a very nice moisturizer. I used to like it before when I had the full size, and I still like it now. Traveling with it is awesome, especially in the summer. Now, this is like a super lightweight jelly. It's not even gel, it's just jelly. It's like water, it's nothing, it's so good. And I just love traveling with it in the summer. It's like a perfect day cream. It gives you like a very nice dewy glow. You feel almost like wet. Not sticky, but like nicely wet, and you look beautiful. And it also smells divine, cherry blossom, like what's not to like there. Yeah, it also contains niacinamide and vitamin E, so there are like some benefits. And this was a 20 milliliter sample size that I got for my trips, and I loved it. And now I have to find a new travel size moisturizer to use, which I'm not very happy about. I really liked it. Now, one of my favorite moisturizers I've ever used, the Frudia Blueberry Hydrating Cream. This thing is bomb. Like, similarly to the toner I spoke about before, this is like super high percentage blueberry cream. It is like jelly. It's a gel cream. It's very lightweight. It also keeps your skin like moist. It's a very strange sensation, but I just really enjoyed it because it's very lightweight. It doesn't make your skin feel like heavy, like you have a lot of stuff on, but at the same time, it just keeps it hydrated for so long. I don't know how is it possible, but it's good. And it looks like a little jam jar. And it's adorable. It's just adorable. Besides the blueberry, which is of course a powerful antioxidant, you also have betaine and you have glycerin. So there are other things that are keeping the skin hydrated and that are retaining the moisture in your skin. So that's probably why it makes you feel so good. On the website, it says like up to 48 hours of hydration. We all know how these claims work. They probably measured it in the lab somewhere, but you're not going to put this on your face like once in 2 days. It should keep the skin from getting dehydrated, provide more hydration, help the barrier, and it also has so many different seed oils that there is probably some moisturizing property as well. And I just loved it so much. It smells amazing, just like blueberries. And I would say this is like for everyone. The Yeah, like the level of moisture this gives you is just enough that I feel like even people with more oily skin wouldn't mind this kind of texture, and a little goes a very long way. So if you like that very lightweight gel kind of texture, perfect, just perfect. Now, another very lightweight moisturizer I want to talk about is the Inky List Omega Water Cream. People were losing their mind about this when it came out, and I mean, I didn't really understand why for a minute, because I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But it's supposed to be like a super lightweight hydrating moisturizer. It should have the kind of water cream texture that many Korean moisturizers have, which means it's kind of like a creamy gel when you like press it out of the bottle, and then it turns into almost water, like almost nothing, and it leaves you usually with like a nice dewy finish. Now this one, it was close to that, but I have so many water creams that I can just feel the slight difference in it. This is a little bit more like creamy, almost greasy when you put it on, which I didn't really like. It does get like a lot more, almost like sheer, but you know what I mean, in texture. So it does get in the watery state, but not as much as my other water cream. So I would say still a great success. If I didn't know what a water cream is, I would love it. But I know, and I have better ones. But still a very good success. You know, with Inky List, the price is always a good factor. So yes, for this price, it is a very good moisturizer. A little goes a very long way. Because of that greasy feeling, I soon found out that maybe I was applying a bit too much, and I lowered it down a little bit, started cooperating with it a little bit better, but still not my like favorite moisturizer. You do have a lot of good stuff in it though. You have glycerin, you have niacinamide, you have again the betaine, you have ceramides, and also glycerin. So I also kind of, you know, ceramides, maybe, could it be? But I still think it is a nice moisturizer. If you are looking for a lightweight moisturizer with a lot of good ingredients for a very fair price that is going to be like accessible, this is good. This is very, very good. Now, another one that is a travel size is the Bioma Moisturizing Gel Cream. I did speak about this moisturizer so many times now that I don't even remember what was the last thought about it, but my opinion on it is kind of evolving because recently I purchased the full size, and it's funny how big of an effect a packaging has on me. Like from this little tube, I didn't really like it. Now that I have it in a square box with a pump, I just like it a lot more. I don't know why. It's some kind of psychological thing. And also maybe my skin is like more suitable for it now. I have no idea. But back in the day when I was traveling with it, I didn't really love it. It was a bit too greasy. But it does have the triceramide complex. It has niacinamide, green tea. It is oil-free, and it's just very nice. It's supposed to help your barrier healthy, help with all the other stuff with the niacinamide and the green tea. So like in theory, this is a great moisturizer. And now I like it so much as my night cream. But beforehand, I didn't really love it, but it also could be because it was super hot when I was traveling with it, and this is the kind of moisturizer I'm going to sweat off if it's too hot. I just will. So that's probably why I didn't like it. But now I do, and I think it's very convenient to sell these in travel sizes. And this one, yeah, now I really like it. Now I can tell you I would recommend it. When I started using it, nah. So I think it's great. Maybe just don't bring it along if it's like 40 degrees in the shadow, you know? So that is all the moisturizers. And now I have 2 SPFs that I actually managed to use up. I have so many more being on like the verge of using up, but I still have to make a video with them, so I'm kind of holding back. But let's start with this one. This is the Beauty Bay Face Lotion with SPF 50. You also may have heard me talk about this before. This is one of my favorite SPFs ever. The texture of this is just divine. Like, I don't know how they did it. But it is basically a broad spectrum SPF, so it is protecting you from all the different rays. And it is incredible texture. It is almost like milk. It's just so lightweight, so watery, and it spreads out beautifully. It gives you like a very nice dewy glow if you like that. And it doesn't leave you sticky or gross. It doesn't smell like an SPF. And it's just very, very good. It plays super well with other makeup on top and any skincare below it. So I would just say this is like a perfect SPF. Love the pump too. The pump, so convenient. And the other SPF I want to talk about, which is well loved, you cannot even really see the packaging anymore. This is the Revolution Moisture Boost SPF 50. This was supposed to be one of their like hydrating SPF moisturizers. Listen, you also could have heard me talk about this one. I love it so much. It looks like it's gonna get discontinued because I cannot find it anywhere, and it's on sale all the time on their website. But this stuff is bomb. Like, it's so good. This is a kind of SPF that is super lightweight. You kind of rub it between your hands and it's almost invisible. Like, it's so good. Of course, it is a chemical sunscreen just like the Beauty Bay one, and it is also broad spectrum protection. I also love the pump on it, like so convenient. And it is very lightweight. It just sinks in like perfectly fine. This one doesn't give you as dewy of a finish. This one is more like a natural, just a satin finish. Not that dewy, not that glowy, but still makes you look like very nice and healthy. And besides the SPF, you also have hyaluronic acid and niacinamide in it, which is like a nice benefit, of course. So this one also one of my favorite SPFs. Now let's get to the makeup. I don't think I had a lot of makeup in the last one of these videos, but today we actually have a foundation. It looks like it's not empty, but I swear to you, it is so empty. This is the L'Oreal Paris True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum with 1% hyaluronic acid. This is the best thing that came out in terms of foundation in like years. Like, this stuff is magic. It is amazing. It just wears so well. It works beautifully with any primer, with anything on top, any creams, whereas like it's the most heavy duty foundation ever. And it's just like a tinted serum. It's insanely good. And the coverage is very nice. It's like a very beautiful medium. It covers everything you need. It keeps you hydrated through the day. It doesn't separate. On me, this worked so well. I'm almost tempted to repurchase it, but I have like 100 other foundations, so I shouldn't, but I loved it so much. I recommend this like to everyone. I cannot recommend it enough. Another used up product is the NYX Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. This was like a great discovery for me. This was probably the first fiber mascara for my eyebrows that actually worked. Like, it really made my brows so beautiful and bushy. The only thing I didn't really like about it is that it didn't have much hold, but that's usually the case. It's like a trade-off. Either you get the fibers or you get the hold. Like, you never get both. And the shade Taupe was perfect. So if you're looking for something that's gonna make your brows look like genuinely more bushy, this is just so good. Of course, you can always layer another gel on top if you want the thicker hold, but this, like, on its own, this was the thing I traveled with everywhere. If I wanted like just one eyebrow product, this was always it. And I also have a mascara. This is a Rimmel Thrill Seeker mascara. This was also very surprising. It didn't last too long. I feel like it could have lasted a bit longer, but it's true that I used it like almost exclusively. So that's probably why it didn't last that well. But I gotta say, like, this is probably one of my favorite mascaras over the years. Like, so it's so good. The brush is like the hourglass shape that is very similar to like the Better Than Sex mascara and many others. The brush is just so soft that you can really get like straight to the lash root without stabbing yourself in the eye, which is like the only thing I have problems with, apparently. And it just worked so well for me. I could really just wiggle it wherever I wanted, and boom, it was just beautiful. It was making my lashes longer, thicker, super black. It worked so well. It was smudging when I really wet my face like a lot with a setting spray, so I was always using it after my setting spray, but I still gotta say, like, one of my favorite mascaras all time. And at the end of the video, we have a little powder showdown. For some reason, I used up like 3 powders. How does this happen to one? I don't know. The first one is the Revlon Candid Anti-Pollution Setting Powder. This is probably one of the best powders I've ever used. Like, for my skin type at the moment, this is the perfect powder. I hate powders that are too dry, make you look too matte, separate your foundation if you sweat a little bit. Like, I have a lot of powders like that I hate. This one was completely different. This one gave you like a very satin but very natural skin. It wasn't like fully matte, you weren't fully matte. You still looked like you have like a lot of sheen to your face, which was beautiful without actually having the sheen. Also, this one was translucent, so you don't really have to worry about the color of the foundation or anything. It worked so well with literally anything, like matte foundation, stick foundation, powder foundation, concealer, even setting under the eyes was so good with it. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it greatly. You can actually get it pretty cheap now, but I'm not sure how it's all going down with Revlon and their bankruptcy. So I don't know. I hope someone brings this back so I can keep buying it because I love it so much. And the last 2 products I have here are the Jeffree Star Powders. I have both of them. This one is the Magic Star Powder in Rose, which is like the original formula. This one was supposed to be just a mattifying, smoothing powder, you know, give more longevity to your makeup. And I loved it so much. This is my 3rd one. And it was like genuinely one of my favorite powders ever because you only needed a little bit. And even though this one wasn't supposed to be illuminating, it was making the skin look just like the Revlon powder, like very smooth, very healthy, not too flat, not too dry, and it worked so well. Yeah, like really, these powders are incredible. The only downside of this is that it's only 10 grams and it's very pricey for that. But I gotta say that the quality of the product is incredible. The downside of this also is the scent. It smells like roasted cotton candy, I would say. It's like cotton candy, very sweet, but there's like a little bit of something, you know, burnt or roasted to it, which is okay, but it was so strong. I really didn't like it all that much, and I'm not too fussy about scent in my makeup, but this powder really, it was a bit too much sometimes. On the other hand, the Luminous Magic Star powder, which is the one with a lighter lid, I had in the shade Translucent, and this one I liked even more, because this one was supposed to be actually illuminating, so when you applied it, it almost looked like you didn't even powder your face, like you still had the same beautiful, lively sheen to your face, looking healthy, looking so nice, and it lasted forever on the face. Like, this made every foundation I have look even better, last even better. Like, this was the powder. Again, 10 grams for a lot of money. So yeah, I really wish I could find like a better alternative for this, but I can't. I've been trying a lot of different illuminating powders. Nothing compares. Nothing compares. Also, the scent got a lot better with this one, so this one doesn't smell as strong, and I just love it. I'm very sad I don't have it now, and I really want to buy it again, but it's so expensive. I would still really recommend it. Like, these powders are great. And yeah, I think that's it. So those were all the products I used up over like, I don't even know, like almost half a year, I think. And there's been a lot, actually. I'm very happy with how this is going and that I get to see all the skincare and stuff that I actually used up in the last months. So yeah, hopefully these super quick mini reviews helped you if you wanted to see what I think of any of these products. And thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing. And if you want to see more videos where I talk about the things I used up, you can check out the playlist. See ya!